Hello, everybody. Welcome to beautiful, sunny, drowsy, rainy, browny Erie, um, where your 2011 Nelson Pittsburgh Penguins lead, taking on the Erie Otters. This is game one of two on the day, and we're kind of from a high vantage point, far away again, but it's the best that we got. The side view wasn't great, and we're going to have a little trouble with the corner here, as you can see. That's as good as we can get to that side. So, brings you most of the ice, and you'll just have to rely on my commentary to let you know what's going on. Looks like we're having the same issue again, kind of with the color. I'm not sure why it's going dark and bright. It keeps doing that. I tested it and thought I had it fixed, but now we're back to some dark color again. So, all right. So we're about ready to step to center ice. We've got looks like Siegel, Schweitzer, and Lohr step in with Ladigan and Kumnik on the defensive pair. Pens win it back. Ladigan in pursuit. Puck goes down to the corner. Gathered in by Siegel. Siegel with his head up, looks for an outlet, bounces it to Lohr, chips it forward, and back to the Penguins' blue line. Gathered in by one of the Otters forwards. Kumnik pushes him to the corner and back behind the net. Comes out around, shot. Nice save by Colin. Bartley, sorry. Bartley is in net. Sorry, I forgot to mention. And in come the Otters again. Back pressured by Schweitzer. Schweitzer checks the other guy, knocks the puck up to the blue line, and out. Goldberg comes from across the ice, knocks the puck forward, head up, looks where to go against three Otters defenders since the Pens were in the middle of a line change. Out front, nobody home. Bowen knocks that one to the corner, and puck gets rimmed out to center to Foligno. Foligno goes back to Dixon, and Dixon chips it up just past Bowen. Bowen into the corner, head up, rims it around to Baru. And Bowen knocks it back and down to the hash marks. Bowen again chips it to Baru just past him, and out the point, where Dixon knocks it in and knocked up to center red by the Otters. Foligno gathers back, tries to go to one of the Penguins players in the wing, and the Otters bring it in offsides. 13:26 to go. Clock's still running for some reason. There we go. We got it now. We're going to have, it looks like Vickers, Schaefer, and Armstrong step into center red. Puck won by Vickers, back to Zachi all the way in the corner. Zachi was up the boards, kicks out front to one of the Otters players. Shot! Nice save by Colin Bartley. Schaefer goes up high to Armstrong, just tips off of his stick and back. Now to Zachi. Zachi goes off the boards. Little deep for Vickers. Vickers with the muscle and the push, but unfortunately it's just far enough for icing. Puck's going to come all the way back into the Penguin zone. Clock still running again. There we go. Looks like we're going to have a shortened game today. Always tough with parents that are just figuring out this stuff for the first time. So we may have a little oddities, but I'm sure we'll get through it. So Vickers steps in, ties up, and in comes Armstrong. Armstrong throws it up to Schaefer, stepped up on by the Otters defenseman. Schaefer goes down deep into the corner, and out to the point to Kumnik. Kumnik head up, dumps it down to Schaefer off his skate up high, and followed on by the Otters. They send it back to center red, gathered in by Kumnik. Kumnik surveys, looks, and goes over to Schaefer. Schaefer tries to go to Vickers, hits a skate, and Schaefer with a tip forward, and in comes Armstrong against two defenders. And Erie's able to just chip it up and hit their forward coming in one-on-one. And thrown to the net, kicked aside by Bartley, and thrown back in. Cut off nicely there by Ladigan. He takes possession, goes to the boards, and up to the point where it's now rimmed around again. Siegel down low, gathers, goes to his winger Lohr. Lohr gathers on, tries to go up, and doesn't get it out though. So Kumnik comes over. He does battle with one of the Otters players. Siegel follows on. Lohr goes up the middle to Schweitzer. Schweitzer throws it over to Ladigan. Ladigan surveys, dumps it down, and in comes Schweitzer on the pursuit on the forecheck. Stick lift there, Lure goes to the front of the net. Schweitzer looks, tries to get it to him. Hits off one of the Otters defensemen and goes back behind the net. Otters chip it up to center red. Pens throw it back in. Offside play. 11:21 to go, first period. And we're going to have Goldberg, Baru, Bowen with Ladigan and Foligno is your defensive pair. Goldberg steps into the draw, knocks it forward, gathered in by Bowen. Goes over to the corner and knocked out to the point. Gathered in by Baru, rimmed around, Bowen in pursuit. Gathered on by the Otters, and out they get it back to center red. Shipped over to the corner. Goldberg pressures, comes out, knocked back in, goes back to the D. Foligno takes it, gets stuck in some skates, and dumped in by Baru. Baru in pursuit is able to hit the hit the puck, but not knock it out, and back come the Erie Otters. Puck's thrown to center, gathered on by Bowen, knocked away by Erie. Zachi takes ownership. He tries to go up. Cut off by Erie and chipped to one of the Pens players who knock it down in. Bowen in pursuit, knocks the puck away, but not able to knock it forward. Gathered on by Goldberg. Bowen and Goldberg bump each other. Little miscommunication there, and unfortunately it could have turned into something, but two Pens players bump into each other. Puck's over on the boards, fought for, rimmed back down again, and battle's done at center ice. Pens need to watch. They're doing a line change. Puck was thrown right past them. Luckily, nobody touched it. All the way down, it comes to Dixon. Dixon goes up the boards to Schaefer, kicks over, and goes back to center red. Schaefer with the pursuit, though, able to knock it off the Erie defender's stick. Schaefer looks, surveys, passes in front, just deflected away. Beautiful, tempting pass. He was able to hit Colton Armstrong there. It would have been a sure goal, but nice play by the Erie Otters defenseman to knock that away. Also, Schaefer with the head up, surveyed, looked to take a shot, and made the pass instead. So gotta love when our boys are looking for each other and not just trying to blindly throw it to the net. Head up, made the right play, just didn't result in a goal there. Vickers comes over, knocks the puck away. Armstrong dumps it back to Vickers. Vickers surveys, takes the puck out, and knocks it back in. 9:12 to go, first period. We've now got Sigel, Lure, and Schweitzer. And Cooper's going to step into the center position. Ties up off the draw, gathered in by Schweitzer. Schweitzer takes a shot just over the net of the defender. Tempted centering pass by Sigel, knocked away by Erie. And back check nicely by Schweitzer, comes all the way down from the far corner. Forces the Erie Otter player to dump it behind the net, and now Erie goes to work. Centers out front, shot blocked by one of the Pens, kicked out high, and back comes Ryan Lohr. Lohr with some wheels, surveys, looks where to go. Schweitzer's clearing some spot in front of the net. In front of the net to Schweitzer, just tipped wide. And back into the poor corner that you can't see in. Neither can I, really. Rimmed out to the point, kicks over the stick of Alex Ladigan, and all the way back behind the goal line it goes into the Penguin zone. Rimmed around to Kumnik, kicks over his stick. The ice looks to be a little choppy today. Penn seem to be having some trouble settling the puck down. Gathered in by Schweitzer, up to Lohr, kicks his skate, and thrown back to center red. Sigel with the tip, just misses getting that one by the center of Erie. And Pens dump it in and go for a line change. Now on comes Baru off the bench with a head of steam. Puck comes out. Goldberg gathers. Bowen over in the corner. Not able to get it deep, and back comes Erie. They've got a step. Can they get past Dixon? Nice play by Brady Dixon to reach around and poke the puck off the Erie Otters player's stick. Up to Bowen, just kicks over his stick. And Erie gathers in. Defender from the point, shot blocked by Foligno. And Foligno goes to Bowen. Bowen surveys, chips it up, and goes back to center. Then Bowen in pursuit, hits off of him, goes to Goldberg. Goldberg now comes in one-on-one. Tries to make a move around the Erie defender. Not able to do so, and now they fight for it in the corner. Baru gathers, tries to chip it in front. And in comes Schaefer. There's the delayed penalty against the Penguins, I guess, here. We got a hook on Nate Goldberg, which is kind of funny because he did battle in the corner, and the Erie player grabbed his stick and wouldn't let it go. And he's going to get called for the hold now. So, unfortunate situation there. I may have given you some bad information earlier, folks. I apologize. Sammy Brushit's in net now. Maybe he was earlier, and I just missaw it. We're really far away, and I may have told you who the wrong goaltender is. So I really apologize sincerely about that. Puck dumped up to center red, pursued by Vickers. In comes Armstrong now. Reminder, Pens are shorthanded here, pushing hard in the offensive zone. Puck thrown up to center red nicely and gathered on by the Erie Otters. Pushed to the corner by Kumnick, ridden around nicely there. And Vickers throws it up to the point, over the stick, and Armstrong's able to get it. He's going to come in on a breakaway. Can he score a shorty? Armstrong left, right, backhand shot. Off the post it goes. Wow! So close. Hit the goaltender's shoulder, flipped up in the air, and just nudged the post. 50 seconds remaining on the Penguins' penalty kill. And out comes Erie to the point. High shot from the point. Howitzer there. Pens are able to clear it out. Nicely handled by Brushit because that was up high and ticketed right for the corner. Armstrong out here looks like a madman currently flying around. His pursuit there not only previously got him a breakaway, but this time then he was in the defender's face so much that it was an icing call. So beautiful penalty kill there by the Penguins. All of them on that shift. Not just Colton Armstrong, but Colton was able to get a breakaway and generate an icing. So we've got Schweitzer and Siegel who step in with Ladigan and Foligno on the back end. One forward by Siegel, who's first one on the corner, pursues. Can't see anything because it's underneath us, but I'm just going to tell you they're wrestling around. Schweitzer gathers in now, circles up high, goes back, goes to the point to Ladigan, and rimmed around to Siegel. Siegel surveys, tries to go out front, and picked up by the Erie Otters. Out they come with speed now, 3-on-3. Drive wide, fanned on. Foligno stepped out, forcing that one to get knocked away, and Schweitzer's looking for Siegel. He's got him just in front of him, but Siegel follows on, gathers the puck, throws it in front, nobody home, and out come the Otters. We are back to even strength. Pens have killed off the penalty kill, and they're going to be on the penalty kill again. Foligno steps up to make a play. The Erie player falls, and somehow they're going to call a trip on that. Really weird penalty call there. But the Pens are going to be shorthanded yet again. A tripping call. So, yeah, Foligno stepped up in the corner there to pursue. Goldberg and Baru step out now. 5:15 to go in the first period. One forward, Baru gathers on, goes to the point, knocked back in all the way around. Dixon goes back to gather on. Chips it to the point and thrown back in behind to Erie. Erie's nice play there by Brady Dixon. Overtakes the Erie player and tries to go out, but nowhere to go. And it gets knocked back in, unfortunately. Lukazacci throws up the point to Goldberg. Goldberg chips it by him. And they're able to dump it back in. Erie is. Gain possession, throw it in front, pass, shot, just deflected wide. Lukazacci there to deflect that one away, or at least get in the forward's face. Tempted wraparound, stopped by Sammy Brushit. Gathered on by Dixon. Goes up to Baru. Baru goes over to the side. And Dixon shoots it from the point, rims around. And Goldberg pursues, chipped up, and back to center red to the Penguins. Kumnick gathers in, hits the blue line, just dumps it around and lets it sit. Erie goes cross ice and dumps it into Kumnick. Kumnick surveys, looks, spins, twists, and it's going to be a one-man breakout. Nice play there. Throws it up ice to Vickers. Just misses his stick and back to center red. Back comes Erie now. Ladigan steps over, goes cross ice. Bowen's there. and he just throws it back to center. 4 seconds to go in the penalty. Erie misses it. Vickers grabs it. Him and Bowen have a chance. Vickers comes in, cuts to the middle, tries to go to Bowen. Didn't quite work. Back comes Erie. Long shot, misses wide, goes into the corner. And stepped up on by Ladigan. Ladigan gets knocked down. No call there. And gathered by Armstrong now. Armstrong comes up with a head of steam, drives wide, beats the Otters defender, has somebody in front, hits Schaefer, shot, score! Schaefer buries it on the beautiful pass from Armstrong. 1-0 Penguins, despite the fact that they've been down for most of the period. They take advantage of the speed of Armstrong breaking wide, ended up into a 3-on-1. Nice vision by Armstrong and beautiful finishing shot by Schaefer to pick the corner of the glove hand of the goaltender. We're going to have Lohr, Schweitzer, Siegel that step on, and Foligno, and it looks like Dixon are your defensive pair. Dixon dumps it up to Lohr. Lohr chips it in, not past the defender though, and back to center red it comes. Dixon does battle against one of the Otters, and Schweitzer with a nice little outside-in move there, hits Lohr, just caroms off his stick, and now gathered on by Schweitzer. Schweitzer dumps it in, look for the speed of Lohr to get in the corner and do some work. In comes Lohr, they chip it out, Schweitzer follows on, and now he goes into the corner, takes a big bump on a non-call somehow. Still trying to get himself up after getting leveled in the with the shoulder and the chin. And Erie is able to get the puck back just outside of the zone. And up to center red they come. Come in 1-on-2. Actually, the trailer they hit, but knocked away by the Pens. Lohr tries to get past, just had it knocked off his stick and thrown back in offsides by the Otters. 2:18 to go, 1-0 Penguins. And puck goes over to Bowen. Gets knocked off of his stick. Pins come in. Nice play there by Baru to not put it in the zone. It would be offsides. Bowen back checks, knocks it off the stick of the Otter, and Erie dumps it in behind the net. Kumnick goes back to gather in, surveys, looks, gets it up to Bowen. Bowen looks, chips it off the boards, goes back to center red. And dumped back in to Kumnick, who goes and retreats behind his net. Kumnick goes up the boards, takes a weird hop, and goes just past Baru's stick. They go D to D. Bowen steps up, knocks it forward to Goldberg. Goldberg gathers on, tries to chip it into the front, but a little too hard, goes into the corner. Goldberg looks to come out with it, knocked off his stick, back in. Now goes Baru. Baru 1-on-2, needs some help down there. He gets knocked around, and around it comes. Bowen steps up, not able to get it, and out comes the Otters. Nice play to hit the streaking winger. Fans on the shot, though. Defended nicely there by Luka Zachy. Zachy chips it around and is going to test the Erie Otters defense. Comes in 1-on-3, pulls up, dumps it into the corner. Allowed the Penguins to do a line change there, and Luka Zachy retreats back to his defensive position. Pens dump it in, stay onside, and in comes Colton Armstrong. Armstrong goes to Schaefer. Schaefer goes to Vickers. Vickers looks, surveys, tries to go up front, blocked by the goaltender, sits there, chipped at by Armstrong, but save made by the Otters goaltender. Armstrong gets roughed up. This one's going to get called. And the Pens are going to go to the power play. All right, so Vickers, Schaefer, and Armstrong are going to stay on, and we've got Foligno and Ladigan is your defensive pair. Waiting for the board to get straightened out. 30 seconds ago in the first period, won by Vickers, and chipped in by Foligno, and held in by Foligno to Vickers. Vickers looks, throws one there, takes a weird knuckle puck shot, and the goaltender had some trouble handling that. Gathered on by Schaefer. Schaefer surveys, goes to the point, Ladigan goes D to D for Foligno. Foligno with a good look. Slap shot. Just wide. Nice movement of the puck there by the Penguins. Armstrong holds it in. Kicks out to Vickers. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong tries to go to Schaefer and stopped. Armstrong will take an elbow late in the period there and has some words for some of the Erie defenders. All right, we'll be back momentarily. Hope you've enjoyed first period action. If you do, please like and subscribe. All right, welcome back. We've got Siegel, Schweitzer, Lohr, Dixon, and Zachi. Ready to step in. Penn still on a power play for 1 minute, and we're starting the second period, so I can now update the period. Shots probably are not accurate. Kind of forgot halfway through the game and started keeping score and trying to remember what would happen. So gives you a rough guesstimate. Generally, the Pens have had the puck in the Erie Otters zone most of the game. So, yeah. So anyways, gathered on by Lohr. Head up, looks, goes low to Siegel. Siegel goes back to Lohr, tips through, comes back to Zachi. Zachi goes D to D. Dixon steps up, takes the shot, blocked by the Erie Otters defenseman, who's going to ice the puck. 32 seconds to go in the power play. 31. There we go. 31 seconds to go in the power play. And we're going to do a wholesale line change. Goldberg, Brew, Bowen, Kumnick, and Ladigan step in. In we go. Puck drops. One back to the point to Ladigan. Ladigan surveys, looks, goes D to D, hits off a skate, and back to Kumnick. Pens gather it back to center red. Kumnick looks, bounces off, goes to Baru, knocked right back to center red. Back come the Otters. 1-on-2. Shot wide, or shot from wide out into the pads of Brushett, and held. "13 seconds to go in the power play. Otters working out their men on the ice, and in steps Goldberg. Goldberg wins it forward, but gathered in by the Otters player. Ladigan gathers in, surveys off the stick of Bowen, and back to center red. Back comes Erie now on the penalty kill. And trip on going to be, looks like number 97 Goldberg. Threw his stick back behind him, and the kid just fell. I've never seen a kid swing a stick around so gently and someone go. Must have just caught him right in the skate. And on the penalty kill go the Penguins now. Vickers Armstrong with Foligno and looks like Dixon over there. In steps Vickers. And gathered in by Dixon. Dixon surveys, goes to Vickers. And back to Dixon, now in behind him. Up steps the Erie Otters player, stepped up on by Foligno, knocked to the corner, attempted centering pass, over to the Otters player, saved by shit behind the net. Foligno gathers, knocked away, and back comes Dixon. Goes up to Armstrong, Armstrong head up, goes up to Vickers. Vickers comes in one-on-one, loses the puck and goes in offsides. This is not particularly good here, folks. The Erie Otters look to be a little bit accustomed to it, but the Penguins are having a hard time. The puck keeps bouncing around, up and over and around their sticks. So, minute 2 to go on the penalty to Nate Goldberg. Vickers steps in, ties up, and the Erie player takes it, dumps it back to the blue line. Foligno dumps it, but not out. But Armstrong with a nice little chip and finds Vickers at center ice. Vickers comes in one-on-one, goes by him. Nice back check by the other Erie Otter defender, though, to get back and cover up Vickers and push the puck behind the net, and out comes Erie. Puck should be far enough for an ice, but they're not going to call it for some reason. Say no. Goes up to Armstrong. Armstrong up to Vickers. Just misses him. This one's going to be an icing, though, so down comes the puck into the Penguin zone. Not sure what the difference is between those two plays, but one's icing, one's not. On steps, looks like Schweitzer and Siegel. No, I'm sorry, Schweitzer and Schaefer. With Zachi and Kumnik as your D pairing. Gathered in by Zachi, goes around to Schaefer. Schaefer not able to get there, though. Held in by Erie and up into the Erie bench. 18 seconds to go in the penalty to the Penguins with 12:42 remaining in the second period. Now the Pens are going to switch up and put Siegel out with Schweitzer. In steps Siegel. And gathered on by Zachi. Zachi goes around to Schweitzer. Schweitzer surveys. Spins. Underneath us, can't tell. There's two bodies doing battle. Out comes the puck. Schweitzer with the puck. He chips it up, gets it by, but not with enough speed. Just barely hit the defender at the Otters. Otherwise, Schweitzer might have had a breakaway. Puck goes in, Lauren pursuit. Gets rimmed around, and Schweitzer's over to gather. Gathered on by Erie now, and up they come 2-on-2. Centering pass to the head man. Shot, kicked aside by Brush into the corner, and thrown in front. And in goes the puck. Weird centering pass that bounced around, and our goaltender looked to have gotten knocked into the net, and with him went the puck, and we've got a goal. So it's now 1-1. "12 minutes ago, second period. Penguins haven't generated much offense this period. That was probably the first sign of life we've really seen from Erie this period, though, too, aside from some dumps and chases. And Goldberg wins the faceoff, takes it himself, drives wide, surveys, goes behind the net, out to Bowen, tipped away by the defender of the Erie Otters. Gathered on by Ladigan from the point position, goes to Baru. Baru surveys, rims it back around. Back behind goes Goldberg. Goldberg gathers on. He goes up high to Goldberg, or to Baru. That goes past him and then tipped in by Foligno. Out to center red comes the puck. And a hand pass is called. Puck's going to come all the way down into... No, they're going to take it outside the pen zone. In steps Goldberg. Puck one back to Foligno. Foligno goes up high off the glass and out to center red. Goldberg pursues, followed on by Baru. Baru drives wide. Goldberg's going to the net. So is Bowen. Baru shoots, saved by the goaltender, and cleared by the Erie Otters. Up to the point, held in by, pinched by Foligno, not held in. Ladigan comes back now to cover up there, and in the corner goes the puck. Foligno gathers on, surveys, looks, changes direction, goes to Bowen, actually bounces off the boards, off his stick, right in the middle of the ice, gathered on by Erie. In front of the net, Ladigan gathers, and Erie gathers on again. Puck clears the crease, and over to Baru. Baru looks for Goldberg, hits him just a little bit too far the way. No, he does. He got... Oh, Goldberg almost was able to tip it around the defender, but isn't quite able to do so. Back comes Erie. 3-on-3. Nice little toe drag, but knocked away by Foligno. Up to Baru. Baru comes in, goes wide to Bowen. Bowen shot blocked into the corner, and the Pens look to get a change. Now Vickers on. He pursues out to the point to Zachi, held by him. Shot in front, knocked down by the Erie defender, and back to Zachi again. Zachi knocks it down, tries to go all the way around the net, not able to do so. Kicks to the middle, gathered on by Schaefer. Schaefer surveys, goes to the point, and a bouncing puck comes back to center. It's a race. Who can get there? Ladigan gets there. No, I'm sorry, Dixon gets there, takes a heavy slash. Looks to be okay. And out to the point. Rimmed around, gathered on by Zachi. Zachi surveys. Does battle, comes out with it. Goes over to the winger and Armstrong. Armstrong surveys and goes wide to Schaefer. Gathered on by Vickers. Dumped in, and Schaefer now comes in. He's on the puck behind the net. Gathers it, tries to come out. Blocked, in front, shot, save one, save. And out comes Erie. Watch out, Penguins. Oh, Erie's not able to get it out, and stepped up on now by Dixon. Nice hold there by Dixon, because the Otters had a chance to come back 3-on-2. And it's just a melee against the boards. And now the puck comes out. Gathered on by Armstrong. Dumped into the corner and zipped around. And Vickers does battle. Gathers it, throws it in front to Armstrong. Or Lore. Lore chips it to Armstrong. Armstrong shot. Score! This line looks to be clicking, folks. Really working around. We had Lore, Armstrong, and Vickers out there. Going tic-tac-toe on the passes. And burying the puck. Out steps Siegel, Schweitzer, and Lore stays on. And we've got Kumnick and Ladigan. One back to Ladigan. And taken by Erie. Chipped it nicely at the blue line by Kumnick to stop the attack of the Otters. And now he gets it back out. Puck called offsides. Penn's knocked it back in, but we're going to have to drop the puck and re-go again. Kumnick gathers. Throws it up ahead for Schweitzer, who runs into it, chips it ahead, and in goes Siegel now. Quickly rimmed around, stepped up on by Ladigan, not able to be held, and look out. Ooh, the official and one of the Otter players ran into each other. And now back comes Pittsburgh. Siegel's bumped out by the defenseman, and Erie chips it back out. Out they come to center red. Kumnick turns. Centering pass knocked away by Ladigan, and Ladigan now gathers. Tries to go to one of the Pens players, goes in front. A little bit more careful in front of their own net there with the puck. They lucked out that there wasn't really any Erie Otter player there when the puck was just slowly rolling in front of their net. Back comes Erie. Erie comes in 3-on-2. Shot high, blockered and held by Brushett. On comes Bowen, Goldberg, and Baru with Dixon and Foligno as your defensive pair. 7:37 to go. 2-1 Penguins, second period. Puck won by Erie. Knocked up to the point. Goes around Erie. round the Erie defenseman out, and now they go D to D. In they come. Step to the middle, shot wide, blockered up and out of play. Or, sorry, paddled up and out of play. Erie's going to flip their defenseman around. And pucks one to the boards, chipped up by Dixon and out by Bowen. Baru follows up, and now he makes a move at the blue line, steps in, shot, save, oh, off the post. Tries to go to the point, not able to do so, gets around Dixon, but Baru with the head of steam comes back to help try to cover up. Dixon gathers, chips forward, and now there's a melee right in front of the Pens bench. Puck's just dead. Just back and forth, back and forth. And now it's one forward, knocked forward by Goldberg, followed up by Baru. Baru shot wide. Comes out to the point, knocked around Foligno, and in come the Otters now. Shot paddled wide. Foligno takes ownership, goes up to Bowen. Bowen tries to go up to Goldberg, just misses him. Now Baru with the head of steam comes up. Hits off of Bowen. Baru's in. It's going to be offsides. 6:15 to go, second period. Next forward line looks to be Vickers, Armstrong, Schaefer with Kumnick and Zachi. Armstrong does battle. It gets knocked back to Kumnick. Kumnick surveys, goes right up to Schaefer, stays on side, stepped up on by the defenseman, but gathered on by Vickers. Vickers looks, tries to center, gets knocked behind the net, follows on, goes to the point, tries to go to the point to Kumnick. It hits a weird spot where the Zamboni is and dies. Gathered on by the Otters. Erie Otters player comes in one-on-one, goes backhand, takes the backhand shot, and gloved and held by Brushett. .546 to go, second period. Puck won by Erie. Go to the point, shot, tipped, saved by Brushett, and knocked to the corner. Nice save by Sammy there, because that was a bing, bang, bong play that very easily could have been trouble. And we have another pile up. Out comes Erie with it. Erie tries to throw it in front, blocked, and gathered on, shot, save, 1-2 shots. Puck's whistle's blown, knocked in after the whistle. Hopefully the camera's a little better today. We've got a new tripod, and hopefully it leads to a little bit better fluid action. It's not so jumpy, and we've actually got really good Wi-Fi signal, so you're kind of stuck listening to me whether you want to or not, because it's not going to keep cutting in and out, hopefully anyways. So puck rimmed around to Schweitzer, who goes wide up to Lohr. Lohr gathers on with a head of steam, goes around, surveys, backhands in front, tipped, shot, and held by the Otters goal. Pens able to come out clean with their breakout there and had a head of steam. Erie, for the most part, though, able to keep up stride for stride with the Pens. And they weren't able to turn it into much. Back to the point. To Foligno. Puck came out and dumped back in. Offsides. In-step Siegel. Won by Erie. Nice forecheck by Schweitzer. And gathers on. He goes out to Schweitzer. Schweitzer goes around the winger. Tries to go in behind the net, but followed on by the defender and not able to do so. Schweitzer from behind, though, was able to lift the stick and knock the puck off. And out to center red comes the puck. Try to get around Lanigan. He says no. And the wide pass is gathered on by the defender for the Otters, who gathers it, just dumps it in. Out comes Ladigan now, the head of steam. Schweitzer's going to cover for him. Ladigan steps in, goes around, shot, blocked, kick to the corner. Otters goaltender having trouble getting up. Too bad the Penguins couldn't have gotten that on net, but it just hit the skate of the stick of one of the defenders and went wide. Here he comes back, stays on side, smothered by 3 Pens players. And out they come. Schweitzer now with some space, some room. Puck just kicks off his stick and dumped back in. Puck in front, Bathard fought. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm not sure if the broadcast is still going. We might have froze. I'm going to keep calling, but I'm not sure what's going on. My computer keeps flickering on me. In behind the net is Bowen. Bowen goes out to Baru. Baru surveys. He rims it back around to Bowen. Bowen gathers on. Uses his body to block. Now he's in a battle with 2 Otters players. On comes Goldberg. Goldberg digs it out. He comes from behind the net. Goes to the point to Zachi. Zachi shot, blocked, tipped away. Out comes Erie. No, Bowen. Nope. Yep, Erie's just able to get it out. And back to center red. Bowen gathers on. He gets tripped. No call. Dixon grabs the puck, cuts inside. He tries to go in. Pens are just offside. Whistle blows. Physical shift there between those 2 lines. Is that what happened? That came undone? Maybe. Pens take the puck, gather in. And now Erie gathers on. Goes behind the net, pressured by Armstrong. Now Vickers. And puck rimmed around, and Erie's able to break it out. Erie goes wide, steps up, shot, blocked by Foligno over to Schaefer. Schaefer throws up to the point, held in though by Erie, and it drops to the winger. The winger surveys, tries to go high, stepped up on by Armstrong, but actually just able to get out as the puck, and dumped back in. Not offsides, they're saying it's good. So Foligno gathers in, comes behind his own net, and tries to go to Schaefer, but again, weird bounce in on Brushit, who squeezes that one and holds it. All right, I think our problems are over with that. Let me just reset this up for my cameraman. All right. So we had some technical difficulties yet again. But we're getting it figured out, and I think we're okay. Siegel, Schweitzer, Lohr step on, and Ladigan, Kumnik. Ladigan goes behind the net to Siegel. Siegel surveys, goes up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer looks for an outlet, not there, pulls back, and is able to do it himself to get it out. Goes cross ice to Lohr, just hops over a stick. Lohr goes back to Kumnik? No, Ladigan, sorry. Ladigan rims it around. Gathered on by Siegel. Siegel surveys, throws it out front. Tempted shot by Lohr, knocked wide. Now a shot by somebody from the point. Was that Ladigan? It was Ladigan. And Schweitzer steps in, deals one-on-one with the Otters forward. Nice play by Ryan Schweitzer to step up on the Otters player, drive him wide, and force not a lick of a scoring chance there. Puck goes to the point, held in by Erie. Dumped in off Ladigan, gathered on by Kumnik. Kumnik surveys, chips it up, tries to go to Schweitzer, just past him. It's going to be an icing call with 48 seconds remaining in the second period. Got a couple shots I've got to get caught up on here. Otters had... Interesting. All right, let me see what's going on. My program looks to have froze. Let me restart this. In steps Goldberg. One back to Dixon, and up to Bowen. Bowen loses it in his feet, though. Gets it out, but not able to hit a trailer. And now gathered on by Dixon. Dixon gets that. His pocket picked. Back come the Otters. Backhand pass misses. And out in front, they try to pass it. Not there. Goldberg stops that one. And in behind the net goes the puck. Dixon gathers on. Tries to go up the middle. Not there. Goldberg is, though, and is able to knock it forward. Baru now follows on and knocked back in by the Otters. Penn's kind of getting hemmed in their own end this shift. Dixon comes up, head up, bounces it off the boards to Baru. Baru surveys. He's going to take the long shot at the end of the period, and that'll do it for the second period. Third period to start. Bear with me momentarily here while we go take a short intermission until we start play back on the third period. All right, welcome back to third period action. In step the Penguins. Puck drops, and now in comes the Erie Otter. One-on-one. Shot, kick to save, held, and then roughly ridden is Sammy Brushett. Had it saved underneath his pad, and the Erie Otters player came in and just whacked him and spun him around. We've got Vickers, Schaefer, and Armstrong with Zachi and Kumnick. Puck won by Erie, taken up in the high slot, shot in front, save made, and now followed on and scores. Puck hit the post, bounced out, sat there. No Penn's players were down low, at least not low enough and tight enough, and Erie was able to beat us to the puck and just tap it home. 2-2. Siegel, Lohr, Schweitzer with Foligno and Ladigan. Puck's taken by Erie. One move, two move, shot. Just hit the glove of Brushett. Nice save by Sammy. That was a hard shot. Lohr gathers on, throws it up to Schweitzer. That puck bounces off his stick. And now Lure tries to gather on, bounces over his stick. One thing I've noticed is Erie tends to be a way more of a skating team. They're not doing nearly as much passing as Pittsburgh. And I think it's actually hurting Pittsburgh because the puck is bouncing so much they're not able to connect on passes. Whereas the Otters team, they just want to go through everybody, it looks like, take shots and crash the net. It seems to be much more suited for this ice surface. Lure gathers on, chips back to center red, and sent back in by the Otters. Lino gathers on. He surveys, goes back to Schweitzer. Schweitzer comes up, hits Cooper, Siegel, and that bounces off of his stick. Siegel follows on. Nope, taken away by Erie. Thrown back to Foligno. Foligno goes up the boards to Schweitzer. Just a little too soft, and the Otters are able to get it. And comes the Otter player. Head up, shot. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass. Had a player in front, but just missed him. And back comes Erie. They regroup, go D to D. Stepped up on by one of the Pens players. I think that was Schweitzer who gets knocked down. And now into the feet of Bowen, who gathers on. He dumps it down in behind, and Goldberg goes in. Goldberg with the pressure. Baru over there now, too. And it just rides their skate and comes right back to center red. Gathered on by Dixon. Dixon surveys, goes to Bowen. Bowen head up, comes in, looks around, tries to go to the middle to Baru, and that's knocked to the corner. Baru gathers on. And we're going to have a penalty forthcoming for a shoulder check, it looks like, with 12:38 to go in the third period. Score is 2-2, which I can now update since I didn't before. And all the way down into the Penguin zone. Goldberg and Bowen with Zachy and Dixon, it appears. I apologize if I'm calling the wrong number and name. It is really far away, and my eyes are getting not so good in my older age. So, not sure that you're going to be able to see it anyways on the camera, so... But please feel free to call me out. I'm doing my best. Puck one over to Dixon. Tries to go to the point. Not able to do so. And out comes Erie in front. Shot. Saved by Brushett. Tried to gather on. Kicked away by Dixon. Back in front. Knocked to the corner. And Zachy does battle down in the corner with one of the Otters players. Otters come out with it. Throw it in front. Bowen comes over to the puck. And he's going to go to Goldberg. Goldberg comes in one-on-one. Goes wide. Tries to chip it to the net. Just wide. Now Bowen down deep. He's not able to do so. He better hurry and get back, though, because they now have a odd man rush. Nice step up by Dixon. Uh-oh, here they come now, though. Goldberg back. He lifts the stick. Not once, not twice. Knocked aside by Zachy. Stepped up on, and back comes Dixon. Dixon's going to drive it wide. Pens do a change. He looks for somebody. Centers. Finds Armstrong late. Now Dixon's going to go and get off. Armstrong in deep. He takes a body check. There's a call. The same kid who took the body check earlier delivers it this time, and he's going to get the call with 11:34 to go in the third period. 26 seconds remaining on the penalty kill to the Penguins, and now they're going to put 1:30 up for the Erie Otters. I actually called it against a different kid, but it was the smaller one who I believe came up and delivered the blow there. But regardless, they're taking one of them. We've got Vickers, Armstrong, Ladigan, and Kumnik in the 4-on-4 situation. In steps Vickers. Wins it back. Goes to the point. Ladigan surveys. Goes into the corner to Vickers. Rims around and goes to the Otters player. Stepped up on by Ladigan and followed on by Armstrong. Armstrong rims it back around. And they throw it back to center red, does Erie. Pens go D to D to Kumnik. And Kumnik steps up, not able to get it in. He regroups, surveys, chips it up. And back comes Erie. Dumps it down in behind the net. The Penguins are now on the power play for the next 1:03. And they're going to take their time and set up, get their breakout to go. And out comes Kumnik from behind the net. Head up, surveys. And he's going to decide to take it. He's going to get stepped up on, but moves once, goes wide, hits the post, goes into the corner. And out to the point. Not able to be held by Ladigan, and Kumnik comes over from the other side, and Vickers comes back. Nice back check by Enzo Vickers. And Kumnik has the puck, surveys, and dumps the puck in. And Armstrong behind the net, not able to get it, and back comes the Otters. Vickers with a nice back check again in pursuit, pushes the Otter player wide. And there's a ridiculous call. The Otters player tried to do a spinorama, tripped over his own skates, and now there's going to be a call against the Penguins. Absolutely ridiculous call. Wow. All they're teaching these kids to do is fall anytime they feel somebody anywhere near them, because there was nothing to that at all. The puck had already been dumped in the corner. The player was just trying to spin around. Anyways, we've got Siegel and Schweitzer with Foligno and Dixon. Shot and cleared by Foligno. And up to center, Siegel chips it ahead. They've got a chance. Siegel gathers on. Schweitzer follows. He rims it around, and around comes the puck. So the Penguins are now on the penalty kill for the next minute and 13. And Brady Dixon's tested wide. He takes the player to the boards. And Siegel follows on. Pulls the defenseman off the boards and then chips it back off the boards. Now he follows on. He got a chance. Can he come in? Drive wide. Gets hacked, whacked. Once, twice. No call. Able to still hits the post, but no call on that. You make a call that's completely away from the play after the puck's been gone, and then yet one right in front of the net on a attempted breakaway. There's no call. Puck shot, kicked to the corner by Brush it out to the point, held in by Erie, and dumped back around to Dixon. Dixon gathers on and throws it up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer comes in one-on-one, surveys, gets in and out. Puck comes in, goes into the net. Official signal. The one official's looking to the other for guidance and has no clue what to call here. Puck was shot, cleared the net before the goal got knocked off the crease. It should be a goal. They're discussing and going to see what happens. And they're calling no goal. I think they're still trying to decide. They keep talking. Still talking. Looks like the puck's going to be dropped to the left of the Erie goaltender. And it is. No goal. Coaching staff of the Penguins asking for a discussion to figure out why they made the call that they made after talking for quite a while. And we're going to wait for that for a second. So we've got Schweitzer and Lohr with Kumnik and Zachi. Right, that discussion looks to be over. And we're going to be ready for puck drop. Not sure what the reasoning was. I'd be curious to hear because it certainly seemed like a valid goal there. And puck's won to the corner by Erie. Erie goes D to D. And out come the Otters. Throw it in front. Erie's not able to gather it. Gathered on by the Pens. Chipped out. Up comes Schweitzer with a head of steam. He's got a chance. Nice play by the Erie defenseman to stop the puck at the blue line. Puck's going to be knocked back in. It's going to be offsides because Schweitzer was still tied up with the Erie defenseman. So Pens back to even strength. We've got Goldberg, Baru, Bowen, Ladigan, Foligno. Face-off's going to be at center ice. Goldberg steps in, 8:43 to go, 2-2, third period. Pens look to be bunching up a bit right now. Need to spread out. Trust their men, play their position. Stepped up on and flipped up to Bowen. Bowen looks. He gets stepped up on by the Erie player and chipped back to the point and out, but not past Foligno. But they were able to get the puck out. Stepped up on the Erie player by Baru, and Foligno goes back to gather on. Gathered And Erie takes possession. Erie goes out to the slot. Shot. Score. Erie comes out with the puck after outmanning the Penguins 2-on-1 underneath behind the net there. They roll out, get to the top of the circle, hit the man in the slot who takes a one-timer and rings it off the post and in. All day, all time, all space for the Otters player there. Not sure what was going on and why they had so much time. Depends when the puck goes to Schaefer. Schaefer goes inside out, surveys, looks, takes a shot, or takes a pass, tries it Armstrong, but defended nicely by Erie. Shot from the point, blocked, and kicked in, almost on net, and almost on goal. There it is, taught by Tyson Schaefer. It's a goal. No goal, what are you doing? There it is. The official was in a horrible position, had no clue where the puck was, and waved off the goal originally, and then saw it. The Erie player kicked it in on his own goaltender, rattled around. Tyson Schaefer from a knee was able to grab it and tuck it in nicely. 3-3. Vickers wins to Dixon. And in comes Erie now, though. They were able to knock that pass down. Out they come. A nice hand-eye coordination there by one of the Otters players. Out of the air, shot, score.